in prayer. Evening, that's okay. Councilman Brewer.
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for today and we thank you for this season. Lord, I thank you for the counsel that has brought us through this year so far. Lord, I thank you for the people that we get to serve. Lord, I ask you to give us the knowledge and the wisdom we need tonight to make decisions upon our people, Lord. We pray you that would keep your hands upon us. In your name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Councilman. Oh, and also to a quick update, the mayor's not gonna be here with us tonight. He sent me an email, he is not feeling well, so he is out sick, so we wanna, keep him lifted in prayer and hope he has a speedy recovery. And then we do have a long work session agenda, some of these things. Hold on. Are you on your way? Okay, all right, we're waiting for you. Sorry about that. That was action, I want to make sure that's what's wrong. So he's coming in hot. All right, so, we do have a few things on here tonight, and some of the things may come off just depending on if they're ready or not. I just want to go ahead and say that. So the first thing is an update from Michael Rice regarding paving and Rebuild Alabama Annual Grant Program for Highway Safety Improvement Project application, Old Birmingham Highway at James Pavement Boulevard, traffic signal improvements. And I see Michael's coming up. You doing all right tonight, Michael?
I am. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Welcome to see you again. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good Christmas. So we wanted to update the mayor and Alex and Reed, but they sent us a response back to the city's application for state highway safety improvement funds at James Payne Boulevard and Old Birmingham Highway. They were good with the plan. They agreed that based on the crash history at that intersection, something needed to be done. They said that typically they don't want to use that program, which there's a lot of acronyms, for local roads, and there's one that's coming out in July this year it's called Local Road Safety Initiative, but they said it's more geared towards cities and counties. So they didn't say exactly what to do. They said you got two options. One was wait and apply for that in July, which if you apply for it in July of 25, they let you know by August of 25, and it's gotta be bid out by July 26. So delays the project somewhat. The other one was the annual RAA grant that was put in effect by the 2019 gas tax. And so it's the same program that the city utilized when they redid Walnut Road. We got those funds. It comes out in February of 25. So it is, but the funding is a little different than the outbound program that we submitted for. It's a $350,000 maximum RAA funds. So everything on top of that would be the city's responsibility. So instead of it being, 90-10 under the other program, and the city paying $60,000 or $70,000, the city would have to be responsible for close to like $250,000 to $300,000 of the project. So, and they would get $350,000 in funds. And this was not something I was bringing forward to take action on, but just something for the city to think about. Do we want to wait and apply in July, which I think that program is 90-10 like the previous one, or do we want to look at applying in February for the annual program? So both of them have funding. It's just a matter of what the city wishes to do.
Is there something else we can apply for the second one if we were trying to do two? That you have in mind? If we wanted to go ahead and fund this early, we can do. If we don't, does that leave us an option that we can get both?
I tried to read, and maybe the mayor, I don't know of another project that's ready to be asked for in February right now. And that would still be available for something else in July.
Which is our number one action. I got a question too. So even if we were to do that, Michael, it's an annual cost for traffic lights, right?
Yes, there is.
Alex, I got a question, I probably know the answer to this, but I don't. So even if we decide that we wanna do this, where do we pay these matching funds out of? Like the matching funds for the grant?
For the grant,
Yeah.
wherever the council wants, we can take it out of the restricted, we can take it out of capital, we can take it out.
So do we have an account set up to where money's going into an account just for, grants, just to have, you know, for whatever plans we may have?
No, ma'am.
So we're just deciding and then decide where to put the money from?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I don't know, these projects are eligible gas tax expenditure projects, so I don't know if the city would wanna do that.
What did you say our deadline was to decide on this, Michael?
So if you wanna do the annual RAA program, you can apply for up to $350,000 for state funds. It is February 7th, is when the city has to submit that.
But there's no guarantee when we get all of them, like, we could get half of it, right, or we could just get like a certain percentage, or is it all together?
No, ma'am, I think if you apply for those, whatever you apply for, generally, you know, they give that to you. And with just to be honest, with the city's commitment on that one, if they were to apply for $350 and they committed $250 of their own money to it, or whatever, I think that they would get the full amount they asked for.
We may need to think about this, because we need to probably see what all we wanna get done, or what all that grant could cover, and then probably base our decision on, you know, how we wanna, what we wanna plan for 25, if that makes sense. So maybe we can, get a list of what all we can pay for out of that, and then, before the deadline, we'll decide if we wanna apply for that, and then once we apply, we'll know why we're applying, what project we wanna do, if that makes sense.
It does. So I can send both, they send out like an application and an information guideline for both, funding sources. So I can send those to y'all and y'all can look at them and ask any questions.
Yeah, and we can send it to, get it to Alex, and then just see what lines up with, the plans that we have, and then we'll decide based on that.
The line is definitely needed there, for sure, at that area. We've had a utilities board worker, several other pretty significant wrecks.
But we also have a list of other things that we wanna do, and then we'll just prioritize it that way. So, if that makes sense. Thank you, Mike.
And just an update on the overall paving project that's been approved. So we are probably 50% through plan development. We've evaluated, I think it ended up being, so we had areas like Overhill, there might have been 2 or 3 streets in the Overhill area, or Pleasant Ridge, or a couple. So we evaluated about 20 streets, so we've got about 20 some odd more to go. We hope to have that done the first week of January, whenever the 6th through whatever that is, the 10th. And then we want to review it with Reed, make sure he's good with everything, and then come back and kind of bring it before y'all, make sure y'all are ready to bid it out sometime late January, what we're looking at right now. So if that happens, just give the timeline. We bid it out late January or 1st of February. If the council awards it in February, you know, time to get contracts and bonds and all that, it's probably mid-March before the contract is ready to go, and you have pre-con, you start paving sometime late March, early April. General timeline.
Sounds good. I think we're all excited about that. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Alright, you got anything else for us, Michael? Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Alright, number 3, update from nuisance control officer Josh Coleman. Sure is. Discussion that is necessary by, and then I circled it and skipped it. Sorry about that. Discussion that is necessary by Nathan and Kim Wright, Pinhoti Experience Foundation, concerning the Pinhoti Festival in September 2025. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all right. Thank you. Nathan and Kim Wright, we're founding board members of the Pinhoti Experience Foundation. We're a nonprofit, 501c3, and we are, among other things, we're the organization that puts on the Pinhoti Fest. 2024 was our 3rd year. We had 47 vendors, 22 sponsors, and successfully pulled off the festival with the operating budget of $22,000 plus, full of music, food trucks, speakers, classes. I don't know if anybody drove by or got to visit, but it was another amazing event for us. So we're really excited about that. Kim is the event planner. The executive director as a volunteer, and it takes about 14 months to put this festival together. If you've seen it, the magnitude, the people we bring in, it's a really incredible time. So we're in the throes of planning now for 2025. It happens at the end of September, and we are here tonight to ask the city if we're expected to continue as usual, that we have been the last 3 years, or if there's any changes that we need to know about as far as cost to us or to our vendors, or any other changes we need to consider before making a decision where we're gonna hold this festival.
And I know I spoke with, Kim on the phone, and I had a few questions about it, because I know you guys are asking for the blanket, what do we call it? The blanket,
business license.
yeah, the blanket business license. So I do have a couple of questions, and, Kim, you may have answered them for me, but I just wanna make sure. So you guys, this is a nonprofit organization, so this isn't, you guys aren't making any money off of this, correct? And you said all the money goes back into, basically to put the program on.
That's right.
And then the money from the sponsors, where does the money from the sponsors go?
So we break down everything that costs us money to put the event on,
Mhm.
the stage, the park, we bring in, porta potties, we bring the speaker, everything we have that has a cost, we go out and get a sponsor for that cost. And that's how we operate the festival.
So this is a personal event. It's something you guys put on for
It's
everyone.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it personal, this is for the Pinhoti experience, for the Pinhoti Trail, for tourism, to bring people in, to celebrate the kickoff season of the hiking of the Pinhoti Trail.
But it's through the foundation, right?
It
It's
is
not
through the
through your
foundation.
business, it's through the foundation.
Okay.
Okay, and I had another question too. What about the vendors? Are you guys charging the vendors anything to come in?
Yes.
And
yes.
that's a part of going back to help cover the overall cost of, what you guys have to do?
Exactly.
And that's what they're asking to weigh. So, y'all have any questions about this?
I think it's been a hit, and it's grown pretty much every.
Yeah.
It's a real big deal.
Well, consistent with what we've done for other nonprofits, it makes sense to make it easy for them to operate since they're a nonprofit making it.
To give them to do the blanket, that was the thing, the food trucks, that's the question I had, the food trucks. So are all the food trucks coming from somewhere else?
The food trucks that we have at the festival are all licensed in serving Sylacauga. They may be from Birmingham, but we do require that they do have a license to serve.
Okay, that's what it was, and thank you for, adding that, Kim, thank you so much. Okay, so I think, I'm okay with the blanket, business license,
Yeah.
especially with that food, I think that was the biggest concern as far as the food trucks.
Yeah, I get the list from Alex, the one that they have to make sure that any vendor that we have on board is actually licensed and able to serve food in Sylacauga.
Thank you so much for
I'm
taking care of
good.
that.
So let's just get that on the agenda.
Thank
for
y'all.
approval.
We put it on the 7th of January agenda, and then I'll let Kim know once it's approved. Because we can't do we can't do a blanket business license till the 1st of January anyway.
Okay. So you guys.
January 7th meeting.
Is this something we come back doing every year and ask for, or is this something that we can count on?
It would have to be because new
I
council.
think it's yearly.
Yeah, and just because something may change too, just because something may change, that's the only reason,
Ordinances, state stuff, you never know.
Or your side may change, something, just, but to update us at least.
That's
But
right.
we'll try to be consistent.
Well, and from what I'm hearing, we can't do a blanket license until January, so we can count on this time frame every year.
Right,
We're just trying to-
I would say so.
well, now, I think since we just put it, will it just start, is it a calendar year or?
It's a calendar year.
So yeah, because it's a
January through
calendar year,
December.
yeah, that's why.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so
So what I-
next time, so what we'll do, probably just get you on the, again, the last meeting in December, just go ahead and get you guys, well, whoever will be here, just get you guys on the last meeting in December, so it can be, put into place that, first meeting in January.
Okay, but I wouldn't each actually apply for that license until right before the event, is that correct? Or would I need to go ahead
Penalties.
and pay for that license?
No, because we're waiving the fees.
Okay.
Should be fine.
You're right.
Okay.
But there is a fee for the blanket license though, right?
It's a $50 fee.
Yeah,
You're
I thought
waiving
so,
the
yeah,
fee.
for the blanket license, but that means they pay for the blanket license. I thought we were waiving the license for everybody else, but the blanket license, you still have to
Yeah,
get.
that's what you got last year with the $50 license.
Yeah, that's right. we're waiving it so that the vendors don't, have to pay individually.
Because there's gonna be so many
They're
others.
gonna be up under their license. That makes
Correct.
sense, yeah. Okay. Thank you guys, thank you so much.
Thank you for whatever you do.
Alright, so now to number 3, update from Nuisance Control Officer Josh Coleman. You been doing alright, Josh?
Doing good, how are you?
So far, so good.
All right, so, basically, start off with a little bit of old business, some things that, I wanted to update about decent property over on Main. I actually asked, Ricky if he'd be able to attend, but he's got some family in town with Christmas, so he was unable to be here tonight. So ultimately, several months ago, we went through the process of declaring the property over on Main, nuisance, but at the same time, the family was willing to go ahead and start working on things. So I've been diligent in keeping in touch with the family, as they go about the process. So at this point, all 4 houses that were declared are down, and, all of the land, where the houses were sitting has been graded. We do have some leftover, material, in between, lots of wood and block that basically he ran out of bins, and just when it come down to ordering, DFL bins to be placed on the property. So, Ricky asked me for a little bit of extra time when it came down to November and this busy season with his business. And since he has been, consistent with getting things done, we got to a point where I told him now with an update tonight that we need to go ahead and wrap up the process. So, at this point, giving them a final 30-day, notice, say, hey, you know, we're at a 6-month period. I did, speak with, someone with legal when it came down to the amount of time. I was concerned that the time was starting to run out for us, but I was assured that because we gave them time, that basically put my time on pause. So it's not, putting the city, behind the, you know, with the process itself. So, with that being said, I've spoken with Ricky about that final time frame, and then if things are not wrapped up on the property by January 17th, then I'll be moving forward with the, contractor that I have set up.
So was there any improvement after that last meeting with the Deasons? Has there been any improvement?
The meeting with, I spoke with Ricky about a week ago. I talked to him probably once every 2 weeks, so.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Any
Yeah.
questions on?
Well, but you're generally satisfied.
I am. You know, if I had to, you know, answer to, did I give him time or leniency with what he's done, you know, give and take on timeframes, I think everything's, I don't want it to stall out.
So, Officer Coleman, what you're telling me is we're gonna do another 30-day grace period. And he's got 30 days
Correct.
to get the wood, get the blocks, get all that's out there leveled, hauled off and gone,
Yes, sir.
correct? And he's aware of this.
He is.
After 30 days, that's it, man.
That's correct.
We ain't doing
And I'm
another grace
I'm
period.
handing him a notification in writing.
Yeah, we done.
Correct.
We've done all we can do.
That's right.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you so much for this update, and this is an abatement officer, so.
And doing a wonderful job, by the way. Thank you for all you do, Josh.
I have a little bit of new business, just, you know, as you know, that, I started working on some other properties. So, with those being said, I've got about 12 properties that are in legal, Mr. Livingston, with the title searches to do all those things properly. Mr. Livingston, I don't know if he has any updates on title searches. You left a message.
All the searches I have, I just need to get with you and look at them and see what problems we have with the title.
Okay.
But they're all 12 of them are done.
All 12 are done, so that's an update, from there. And, I'm doing a couple of odds and ends, some grass complaints and things while I'm waiting on title searches to come back. As far as budget is concerned, I am at, started the budget year, fiscal year 25, with 300,000. And at this point, I have 282, 476. I did a big project over at the old Mountain View School, and that's pretty much
It
that.
looks great, by the way.
Thank you. That's my budget at this point.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Josh.
Thanks,
We
Josh.
appreciate everything you do.
Appreciate it.
We gotta get you a lawnmower, Nate. We gotta get you some stuff to work with, don't we?
Well, we had, and then, you know, life happens and things break, so we.
Yeah, we gotta get that stuff fixed.
I think we've made progress on that.
Alright, so the next one is, it says update from Mayor Heigl on the, the TAP TA 23 project, but of course, Mayor Heigl isn't here, so, we'll just have to move this to the next, unless somebody else is here to speak on that, so we'll just move this to the next meeting. Number 5 is, update from Jane McGee, Human Resource Specialist, regarding authorization by mayor to sign the necessary documents of an agreement contract with IMVIDE to contract the necessary bill repairs or adjustments to address UKG issues with the Alabama tax laws and the public safety overtime period. So,
Can I make a comment on this, please, ma'am?
yes.
This is only affecting, 2 departments, if I'm not mistaken. And I know both departments work overtime, and they've been doing this manually for a couple of months now, if I'm not mistaken. We don't have anybody to make sure.
We don't, but that's. we're just-
Since January,
Well-
since that went into effect.
That's right, but let me finish a minute. I don't see why we need to put this on, I mean, you're talking about $11,000. That's, nobody's here to brief it, it can't be that big of a deal, so let's just move on and just keep doing it manually, is my opinion now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they asked for this to be addressed by the council, and obviously we can't address it because nobody's here to do it, so it is gonna,
Do we
have.
just stay on here until
Yeah, it's
somebody's
just
ready
gonna
to
stay on here
show
until
up and
somebody
address it?
comes, yeah. So it's
That's what
gonna-
y'all wanna do, I say
Yeah.
forget about it.
Wasn't Ms. McGee asked to be here though, again?
Anybody reach out to her?
Yeah,
I think the mayor was asked to, ask her.
yeah, but everybody also gets these emails for these agendas, everybody gets them, everybody's on the email list.
We need to direct her ourselves to be here at the next meeting. We need to get this off the
And if
agenda.
not, then this just goes off, like Nate said.
Yeah, because I mean, well, we do wanna get these things taken care of, we do wanna address them, but without anybody here to speak on it, we can't address it. So, I guess we'll have to, reach out to the mayor and see if he can have, our human resource specialist here at the next meeting, so these can be addressed, but we at least need to roll it a third time.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so the next item is update from Jane McGee, Human Resource Specialist, regarding the social media policy. And this is the first time that this one is on here, so, again, since she is not here, this will roll to the next meeting. The next one is update from Stephanie Engel, Animal Shelter Manager, regarding the capital purchase for kennel reconfiguration. Stephanie did reach out to me, that she will not be here tonight, and I asked her if her, assistant could be here, and she was not available, so this also will have to roll to the next meeting.
Does that affect the items 15 and 16 on the agenda?
Yes, it affects items 15 and 16, sir.
So we'll have to take those off. And, we do need to get with Stephanie to get this taken care of, because I know there are a lot of needs at the animal shelter, but again, this is the stuff that we specialize in, and we need those people here to show us why they need these things.
So we can get them some
So
help.
we can get them some help.
That's right.
Item 15, can that be approved since that has an exact amount? That's number 8, the next one.
With all due respect, Mr. Perriman, no. The budget amendment, I informed Stephanie that we did the budget amendment for her. The amount is too low. The work's been done, yes, without an approved purchase order. However, nobody knows how much it's gonna cost.
And
That's
then-
not the correct cost to.
That is not the correct cost as of today.
And then we don't wanna keep amending it, and guys, yeah, we really need Stephanie or somebody here, because Stephanie is gonna have to have some money added to her budget.
I agree.
Because of some, issues that are going on out there, but until somebody's here to address it and answer some questions, we have to push it. All right, the next one is also number 9, discussion that is necessary by Stephanie Engel, Animal Shelter Manager, regarding animal shelter heaters. And we talked about this, I think we talked about this a few months ago, and this is still a pending price. So again, it's gonna have to be pushed, and hopefully we can just get this taken care of over the next couple of weeks so we can get those heaters.
And she's got one quote, she hadn't got the other 2, Council President.
Alright. So, number 10, discussion that is necessary by Steve Masters, Executive Director of Sylacauga Parks and Recreation, regarding South Highland Park bathrooms totaling $4,100, funding from Capital Improvement Reserve Fund. Steve also, let all of us know that he wasn't gonna be here, but he did send someone in his place to, answer questions.
I don't have any.
We discussed it last week.
Yeah.
And this is the actual price that came back from what we discussed last week, right, for those doors.
So going forward, they're clear to get the door,
Yes.
the wall down, get the door up.
Yep, and we just need an actual price, because remember, we told him that we only wanted to go with one, and this is the actual price on the one. Alright, since nobody has questions on this one, we'll move on to number 11. Discussion that is necessary by Council Member Lee Pearman regarding the Human Resource Specialist job description. We were all given a copy of that at the last, work session. We were told to take it home, read over it. If you had any questions, to come back with your questions, comments, concerns, to discuss it at this meeting, and it is on the agenda to be voted on tonight.
The only thing that I saw it did was just reformat it, which needed to be done, so I'm good with it.
Alright. Ashley, Laura?
Good.
I'm not okay still with the direct supervisor being the city clerk treasurer, not in anything against her, but just in general, the human resources should be an unbiased department. And I do have a question, how is this benefiting the taxpayers and the people providing services to the taxpayers by moving this under the city clerk's office?
We have a lot of internal issues that have been going on to where the human resource specialist needs this support. Again, we can't afford to build a $400,000 department, and we have to restructure the city to what's fiscally responsible, also just what makes sense to give her the help that she needs. The person that's in this position right now needs some assistance, she needs some help, and it just makes sense because all the finance flows through that department. Also, Sandy's in there, she's helping with payroll. She'll be able to have like the support that she needs so she can operate productively.
And speaking of taxpayers, talking about funding, there has been some mistakes that I think that if had enough help, the mistakes may have not happened and may have not cost the city some funds.
Yeah.
And this restores the position to the city clerk's office where it was until moved by council in 2014. So this is a council decision.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, Lee, I guess you don't have any more thoughts on that?
Will we have to now amend, the mayor's secretary's, job description as well, since hers flows with human resources to assist HR?
We will have to make minor modifications to the city clerk's job description to reinstitute those responsibilities under her direction, and also to the assistant that's sharing with human resources. She's been spending most of her time working with the mayor anyway.
Yeah, and her job was only to offer administrative, assistance. She's not a, human resource specialist. Alright, so that was number 11, so we're gonna go to number 12, discussion that is necessary by Alexandria Lambert, city clerk treasurer, to surplus items through govdeals.com or any other method deemed necessary and appropriate by the city of Sylacauga. Changes made to resolution number 155-2024.
Yes, ma'am. Since the resolution went out, I've met with, the Sylacauga Playhouse, and some of the property that we had listed on here has been removed. So we now have the updated resolution with, the Sylacauga Playhouse concurrence as well.
Do we need to discuss any possible reuse of some of the leftover equipment, or will that?
Well, yes, sir. Some of the property that's out there, I got with Mr. Ford, and we got with the beautification council, and we're going to move some of that property within that facility to the animal shelter. And we already have people lined up to build outdoor kennels, play areas, cinder blocks, all sorts of stuff.
So rather than disposal, we're going into repurposing mode with something
For
that's already in
some
the
of
city?
the items,
So, yeah.
yes. The things that, need to be disposed of, I'm working with Reed to dispose of those accordingly.
I got a question, so you, since we're not gonna sell it on gov.gov, and
We're
we're gonna
selling some of the
repurpose
stuff
it.
on there. We're
Is-
selling some of the stuff on Gov Deals, yes.
So if it's being repurposed, it's not being disposed of.
Okay, so what all does that entail, things that can be repurposed? What does that, how big?
Anything that she doesn't put on the list, but it's like fencing and gate pieces.
I know it, but I'm asking for a reason, and this is why I'm asking. You know how, I brought this up to you before, like the vans, like once we, get done with the vans that we buy for safe, I was thinking, is there a way we could give them to the school?
Don't we have to
Or
trade
do
those
we
in?
have to do that?
We are working with East Alabama to figure out the van situations.
But that's why I was asking, because you brought it up, you
Correct.
said repurposing, so I was saying, can we
Yes.
repurpose those to the school once we
Right. And
rotate them out?
Correct, until, even though we have all the new vans,
Mhm.
we still have to use the old vans, cause there's still equipment, radios that aren't in the new vans. So East Alabama needs to make sure, once they've assumed, then we have to go back and readdress it with East Alabama. But yes, that's the plan for the
Yeah,
vans.
instead of like putting them on gov deals, we can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I wanted to add. I told you.
That's good.
Alright, thanks Alex on that. So number 13, discussion that is necessary by City Clerk Treasurer Alexandria Lambert to amend resolution number 151-2024 to reflect funding source as capital improvement reserve funding for the municipal redevelopment project totaling $1,500,000.
Yes, ma'am. A month ago, we came to the council and asked to, use the 1.5 million for the municipal redevelopment project, out of the general fund. However, talking with our auditors, he thinks it's best that since the whole project, we asked for 1.5 million, the whole project stays together.
Okay.
So we're asking that it be moved to capital.
But we also too, and Steve's not here, I don't even know if you know, we know it's not gonna cost that much. We had to
Correct.
put a contingency in there, so it's not gonna be the whole 1.5. We had to put some cushion in there, I forgot what.
300,000.
Yeah, we had to put some cushion in there for something, I'm sorry, I can't remember the language, and I'm throwing you on the spot and Steve's not here. Okay? Y'all have any questions on that? Alright, so number 14 is marked out. Number 15, discussion that is necessary by Shop Superintendent Ed Ford to surplus one 2004 F-150 pickup truck, VIN IFTRXI7WXYN B94764 due to the cost of repairs. Ed?
It'll cost more than it's worth.
That makes
Good
sense.
enough.
Right to it. Number 16, discussion that is necessary by Shop Superintendent Ed Ford to surplus one 2003 Ford F1 pickup truck, extended cab, VIN number IFTRX17W93NB46035 due to the cost of repairs. Same thing. I wanted to ask you too while you were here, Ed, I know we approved some money, to buy some cars for, the code department. You got an update on that?
We're working on that, I'm working with them on that.
Okay. I just know we were trying to go ahead and get this capital list, get as many things taken care of as we can, because you know how things happen and something.
I should have you some figures for next meeting.
Okay, alright. Number 17 has been removed. Number 18, discussion that is necessary by Fire Chief Nate Osgood regarding FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant AFG application for 2 Lucas CPR devices, one for each engine, totaling $25,000. If awarded, total city cost is $5,357.09. And that's together for both of them, that 5,008?
Yes.
Okay. And you just, is this a thing that we already did?
Yeah, so we approved $30,000 total for the AFG grants at Capital, and this is just now allocating that.
Okay. Alright, number 19, discussion that is necessary by Fire Chief Nate Osgood to request pay rate change for newly hired firefighter James Strait for 13 years experience from FDA 1 Step 1 to FDA 3 Step 1 effective December 26, 2024. I think.
There's a typo there, it should be FDA 1 Step 3.
And December 28th.
It's just from step 1 to
Step 3.
Okay, and that's what you want to start him out as, right?
Yeah, historically, we've given an extra step for every 5 years of experience that you come in the door with, and that's just holding with what I've
We
always
gave the
done.
department heads leisure of doing so up to like 3 or 4 steps.
I think everybody's good on that, and then too, you can't really beat that when you got experience coming in the door. Alright. So number 20, discussion that is necessary by Police Chief Rondell Muse to enter into agreement with Rudd's Car Wash from January the 1st, 2025, September 30th, 2025, at a rate of $350 per month, totaling $3,150. GL number 010-520-43003-000, funding from general fund. And I know, go ahead. Did I say something? Did I mispronounce
No.
something or say something wrong? Go on, you can go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, this is needed, of course, to keep our vehicles serviceable and cool. That's all I was gonna say.
Okay.
And the counties went in with the same, doing the same contract we're doing, and they've cleaned our vehicles for 10 years for free.
That's correct.
So, good job, Chief.
I don't have an issue.
I don't.
Alright. Number 21, discussion that is necessary by Shop Superintendent Ed Ford to request funding winter jackets for 7 shop employees totaling $300. It says per month.
That's the.
No,
No,
it's supposed to be a
I
year.
had a bunch of questions about that for a month, I was like, wait a
That's for the
minute.
year.
What you trying to do, Ed?
Kidding.
That's for the year.
Y'all rain jackets. Alright, so GL, number 010-560-41106-000, funding from general fund. Alright, I don't have any, questions. I think there's some departments we are gonna have to make sure we provide, winter wear. Alright. Number 22, discussion that is necessary by Fire Chief Nate Osgood regarding FEMA assistance to firefighters grant AFB application for a new brush truck totaling $230,000. If awarded, total city cost is $24,642.78, previously approved as capital expenditure. So this is part of your, grant match money, okay? Alright, well, I hope we can get a brand new brush truck for $24,000. Alright, next item, discussion that is necessary by Fire Chief Nate Osgood to use balance from previously approved capital requests for F-250 graphics and emergency lighting package totaling $6,964, previously approved as capital expenditure. I remember,
You got that to the penny, didn't you, boy?
he didn't want me to have to ask for this. I just messing with you now.
You asked me if I was gonna have to
I
ask
did,
for
I'm
anything
proud
more.
of it. I ain't saying nothing, Chief. I'm with you.
Alright.
Good job.
Number 20, and also too, you know, it just feels good because we plan for all these things. It's just finally see, all of our hard work coming to fruition. Like, it feels good. Like, the city is actually like moving in the right direction, and we finally got us some skin in the game. We're becoming competitive, Sylacauga. Alright, number 24, discussion that is necessary by Alexandria Lambert, City Clerk Treasurer, to enter into an agreement with South Lake Capital LLC lease for Square 9 for 5 years, annual cost totaling $14,500, previously approved as capital expenditure. Alright, this is another one of those capital things, the price did not change, right?
That's correct.
Alright, sounds good. Discussion that is necessary by Steve Masters, Executive Director of Sylacauga Parks and Recreation, to build a fence around the new playground equipment at Noble Park totaling $8,919.35. Request to use balance of earmarked funds totaling $3,990.88. So is he saying this all he got left is the $3,000?
That's correct, the rest is gonna come out of his budget, but he's gonna use the rest of his earmark money.
He was supposed to send something too, like, is it on our tablets, a picture?
So the earmark funds is, or that's what they're gonna come out of pocket, is
They're gonna
$39?
find
No,
5,000 extra.
the earmark money's gonna be the 3,900.
And the rest is out of
The
pocket.
rest is gonna be out of his. I did-
It is just around the equipment, it's not the whole park, it's just the new
My kids already
equipment.
get it up today, so.
Alright, okay. Alright, next item, discussion that is necessary by Police Chief Rondell Muse to request earmark funds to purchase four radar sign batteries, $300 per battery plus shipping at $100, totaling $1,300.
See,
And,
when you purchase the 4 radar signs, I have 3 of them deployed, certain locations around the city. Now, the batteries last anywhere from 5 days to 14 days, depending on where they are. Because of the increase in usage in some locations, I've got one of the radar signs in a closet. Not deployed, because I have to use this battery as spares for the other 3. With this purchase here, and I'm requesting it from my earmark funds, then I can deploy all four of them as practical and have spare batteries to keep them on.
And that's the thing, that if you're going too fast,
Tells you to slow down and takes a picture of you and get ready to go.
so who's, where's this
Take a
money
picture of it.
coming from? Oh, so you have, okay.
Yes,
Alex,
ma'am.
I see it now.
I have earmarked funds left.
I asked you to provide us with, a list, and I don't think I asked for one of these, but I'm gonna ask for the other one anyway. What is the total on earmarked funds that's left in each department? And also too, wanted to see a list of what the balance on capital, so what we have left. 'Cause we-
Yes, the earmark funds was provided last week, it is on your tablets. As far as the capital,
But that doesn't-
$69,000 is it,
But,
after everything else was approved.
yeah, that's what's left. So in reality, we spent all of that.
But it was to make needed improvements and update the city.
Okay. Anything to plan for? Alright, so, that's it as far as the work session, that's all the old business. So the new business, the things that are, to be considered on in the actual council meeting to be voted on, action that is necessary to approve, the redistricting, map. So that's on here for us to approve that tonight. Also, action that is necessary to approve where do you see war? You skipped over one too.
You already mentioned that one earlier.
So yeah, so the WARF is on here to amend and restart the development agreement with WARF. What else we got on here that we can talk about in the work session?
I think that's it.
So, let me see.
There's some other stuff that's.
We're not doing number 7.
Yeah, we're not doing number 7.
Nor number 8.
On the actual agenda, those are items 15 and 16.
Alright, we got the park doors, the fence around the playground.
Everything else is done, except for accounts payable.
Did anybody have anything else they wanted to add or mention?
I would. I know in the past, we talked about when our TAP grant come through, we would turn First Street and Norton into a four-way. And I would like the council to maybe reconsider that, and here's why, hear me out before we go to throwing rocks at it. You know, there's more activity going on down on Norton. There's, Church of the Highlands is more involved on Norton. The corner spot is more busier than normal. You have a beauty salon that is more busier than normal. And I actually traveled there Thursday and Friday. I was going from school to school, and I come down First Street, and guys, it's scary. I had to, my work truck is a regular F-150, and I had to pull halfway out into the road to see what was coming, and still almost like I got hit because I do have a trailer behind me, and I didn't see a car coming because there was cars to my left. So I'm asking that we reconsider, maybe put in a red light there, because we have spent a lot of money on recreational and other things, and I'm very happy. But guys, we don't need 511 to turn into North and First Street. I mean, we're talking about safety. If you guys don't like it, I understand, but I would really like for us to reconsider that. Maybe talk to Michael Rice, maybe get with Chief Muse. Chief, do you object to any of this I'm saying? If you do, I'll hush.
No, sir, as traffic coordinator for the city, I'm susceptible to it on 2 conditions. The council agrees upon it, and it doesn't come on my budget.
Yes, sir. I understand.
I see what you're
Are
saying.
you talking about using those, I mean, can we use TAP grant funds for that, or are you talking about something else, other funds?
Well, I'm talking about getting with Brandy and Aldott and Reed and whoever we got to
Another
get with.
project
Well,
for that.
to do a project, or just take, because we added the four-way in with the TAP grant. I'm asking to remove the four-way out of the TAP grant and add the red lines.
Okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
got you.
That's what I'm asking. Now, it's up to us. That's what I would like to do. That's my district. I hear from people all over my district. Mr. Ken Brewer, him and his mother like to got hit last week. I like to got hit. I don't want 511 to come down to Norton and First Street.
I wonder, maybe we can, because I know we're doing, and Michael Lee.
Yeah, I think he had.
I know we're doing, since we're doing the paving thing, I think the last time we talked about it, in order to even turn it into a four-way, it had to be restriped. That was the thing, and to do it while we had the, paving people here. So what if we can start out with a four-way, but it has to be striped for a four-way though? That's the only thing.
I don't wanna start with something and then we forget about what we need to do. That's my only concern, cause guys, let's be realistic. None of us may be here come August.
I know, but I also don't wanna us to have the conversation and we don't do anything. You see what I'm
Well,
saying? So we have to
yes,
start
ma'am.
some, you know.
Yes, ma'am. I would really like for us to get into motion. I mean, there was a red light there since I was a little boy, and I'm not being ugly. I really think we need to put the red light back, where it come from.
Well, let's get with Reed and Chief Muse and just, see if we can get a traffic study done also. See how much it's gonna,
See,
cost.
that's what I don't understand. Why don't we have to do a traffic study, and there was a red light there for 40 years. Do we have to do one?
But that's why they removed it, because they said because of the traffic study, that's why they removed it. We couldn't just take it down because they said that it didn't prove that, you know, it was needed there, it wasn't, cost effective, because it costs, how much does a red light cost,
That one on 511 was going through.
350,000.
Yeah.
For that one,
Yeah.
five.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do something prioritized over, 511, considering that I've had multiple people in my district come to me about it, the safety concerns of that, intersection.
Well, I don't think that's the case.
It's just-
It's
Yeah,
not-
I just wanna make sure that it's not put on the back burner.
well, that was already, Laura, that was already being addressed. And we have to, this is the thing we wanna make sure we get out of too. We're not prioritizing districts. We gotta do what's best for the city as a whole.
Right.
And also too, the reason I'm thinking about leaning over here towards what Nate said is because we are about to build a new community center, so that street is probably about to, it's probably about to get some more
Well,
traffic.
let's put an email together with, or a conference call, something
Yeah.
with Michael, Reed, everybody at one time.
And we also have to be able to afford it, because it's a monthly cost.
Sure.
It's
I
not,
agree.
it's not just putting it up there and we operate it, so
Yes, ma'am.
it's still
We
a
need to get
monthly
Michael
cost.
involved in it,
Yeah.
and let Nate or one or two council members sit in.
Yeah, and we may have to, compromise and meet in the middle, so.
Sure.
Alright, so that's what we'll do, we'll get that process or that conversation started to see what we can actually, do. But you wanna back up? We hadn't even been here.
I didn't know if you'd waited, but.
Madam President, just real quick, an update on all of our fire engine stuff. The 2008 refurb that's been going on is very close to being done. We're actually going tomorrow to do all the compartment build out, shelving, tool mounts, all that kind of stuff that has to go. So I would imagine obviously Christmas is gonna slow things down by a week, but within a couple, 3 weeks, we should actually have that here. So that one will be very close, and then we're actually going middle of January to do the pre-construction on the brand new one that won't be here for a couple of years.
I'm excited.
So all that's rolling, and we'll do something special when that.
The update on the ladder truck.
It's at Williams now, getting the phase one of the refurb done.
So how long is that gonna be out?
Again, with holidays slowing things down, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. But I mean, the ladder wasn't serviceable anyway, so.
Right, it wouldn't either way.
Alright, well, if nobody has anything else, we will take a little 5-minute, recess for the bathroom. So be right back at 5 minutes. We're gonna start in exactly 5 minutes.